This is Coach Ben, and we're going to talk about how much weight MMA fighters cut. How much weight do MMA fighters cut? This depends on a lot of things. First, we need to know what weight class that the fighter's in, male, female, how lean this individual was coming into the weight cut. It can be up to 20 pounds in a day. It's not uncommon. That's not something that I would recommend. I don't recommend cutting that amount of weight in one day, but we're just talking about how much weight do fighters cut. And I've definitely seen fighters cut 20 pounds in a day. If we just look at an example, last podcast from Faraz, he talked about Kevin Lee being 174 pounds 24 hours before the weigh-in. And so that's 18 pounds that he had to cut in 24 hours, right? And that's on the high side for sure, but that's not uncommon, okay? We can also use some of the California State Athletic Commission data, and most fighters from that data you can see regain about 8 to 18% of their contracted weight. So it's not uncommon to see fighters in that list regaining 15% over their contracted weight, and that just means that you're definitely regaining more than you've cut, right, because of the additional food and fluids that you're taking in, but that gives you a good sense of how much they're cutting, right? I guess the more important question would be, how much should you cut? And this is where I come in and I can help fighters with that decision, right? So the safe rule of thumb is no more than 8% of your body weight in 5 days, with about 1 to 3% of that coming from dehydration in active or passive form. And what I mean by 1 to 3% is you want to do this as close as possible to the actual weigh-in itself. So when I do it with my fighters, we do it ideally the morning before the weigh-in. We want to lose that last 1 to 3%. But some fighters they want to get done the night before, so we do it the night before. It's based on their preference. And so yeah, that's it. So pretty much how much weight do MMA fighters cut? It really depends on a lot of factors. But more importantly, we want to know is how much should you cut? And I would go no more than 8%, with 10% being the absolute extreme end of it.